I'm often accused by critical opinion of videoing dust-borne activity instead of genuine spiritual orbs. Whilst I can disagree with these opinions, I can agree to the fact that there are literally millions and millions of dust particulates in the atmosphere, and especially in a normal domestic room. This is amply demonstrated by simply shining a flashlight at night and into the air, and in the light beam you will see tiny specks of dust drifting aimlessly. Naturally, if this was true, I should be capturing these on camcorders all of the time, and yet from this video example you can see that there is no ambient activity whatsoever. So, if normal airborne dust is not the culprit, what is? Well, to answer these points, I need to address the causations and likelihood of dust being responsible. The most common example is caused by human feet, or indeed the human body brushing against objects which are likely to generate dust. Common examples on investigation are the carpet, or even a duvet cover, if the investigator decides to sit or lay on a bed. These dust particulates are much heavier than the normal airborne examples, and from experience they can float for around 2 minutes in the air before settling back into the ground. In case of video contamination by them, I always allow a few minutes to get settled in before actually filming. From experience, these elements are easy to spot and disregard. So if these explanations were true, can they be seen by example? Here I am here. Raking around the dust. And now return back to the same position on the bed and see whether or not we have any ghost activity as allegedly caused by dust. And I can't actually see any at all. The other point with the videos that I make is that when there is spiritual activity present, generally speaking, it reacts very positively towards my presence. And on occasions I can actually ask the spiritual energy, in the case of this particular room, to move across to the other side of the room, and vice versa. Okay, now let's compare that example with one that I filmed some weeks ago in the very same bedroom. Does anybody in this room, could you show yourself please? Oh yes, thank you.
A computer or a laptop.
Could you show yourself please?
I personally would, but that's you would. I would. I tell you why. Because excuse me, you're the man.
Oh yeah, saw you. Thank you.
You're asking me if I would buy it. Okay, I wouldn't rely on their support. I would know what I wanted. I would know if it was any good, and I wouldn't need to go back to them for unless it was a warranty repair, in which case all you do is take it back and then send it off.
Oh, excellent. Thank you.
But if you need a lot of help,
could you do that again, please?
Might not be the best place to go. But having said that,
oh yes, indeed. Thank you. Is that Ellie?
Is a lot of money. So all I'm saying is this: we're going to be reviewing this next week. It's the Aspire 7520. You might want to look into it yourself in advance because I don't know how long. Take a look.
Sorry, the Tesco's are quite famous for putting lost leaders in.
I suspect they're probably selling it at something close to their cost.
They have been on sale at Tesco's since the 14th.
Oh, that's fantastic. Yeah. That's really, really good.
So whether
I've just looked up on my little gimmicky site.
But I also know that they've taken.
Could you do that to the left, please? The other side of the room.
Yeah, Tesco's have. I was just looking up.
Could you show yourself here, please?
And if you type in Tesco and Acer, there's a new one every week. They do something.
Now we have made comparisons with dust and spiritual activity, how can a skeptic interpret this evidence based upon earlier examples? In this video entitled Direct Contact with Spirits, I remained seated on the floor meditating for some minutes before lowering my arms to a snowstorm of orb activity. Again, if dust was the culprit, why did the orbs only appear when I lowered my arms? And equally, where did they come from? Because my body remained firmly seated on the ground and was not moving. Another point worth remembering with regard to the orb phenomenon is that they aren't always orb-shaped. These four examples were filmed in 2 different rooms of the same house and sometimes months or even years apart. But interestingly, they always remain in a similar shape and movement, If these were dust, how can they be seen so large and able to retain a similar pattern? The general excuse by skeptics is that car lights were responsible, or indeed I was holding a large flashlight. The only problem here for the skeptic is that I was only present at 3 of the 4 incidents, and in any case all were filmed upstairs in bedrooms with heavily drawn curtains. But in closing, there can only be opinionated excuses. So why let a good story get in the way of truth? And that's clearly disregarding the fact that this house has been subject of detailed analysis and investigation over a period of years. Well, that's about it from me, and the rest is down to you. If you're an open-minded skeptic, go out there and find the same facts for yourself, and I'm sure you will be enlightened.